and welcome to Superconnectivity. I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esser. And with me, as always, is the man who makes it all possible, the hero of the Capes and Lunatics Network, a subsidiary, wholly owned subsidiary of Southgate Media Incorporated, Immortal, etc.
Philman Perich.
Hey, Mr. Perich, we're having Deadpool doing very well, and here's something. You want to talk news? Let's start with that, or bad news.
I don't know. Hit me with the bad news.
Well, the bad news is that Comcast, which owns NBC Universal, says they are ready to get into a bidding war with Disney Entertainment over the rights of Fox properties.
I did see that, but it's like, yeah, Comcast might be offering more money right now, but I think in the long run, the smarter play is to take that Disney stock because that's just going to go up in value.
I mean, certainly entirely possible. There's a stock deal involved in this? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either, but I thought I saw an article. It's like, yeah, Comcast is offering like straight cash, and I guess there's at least some stock involved on Disney's end.
Well, so here's the thing that's interesting about Universal, of all companies, making a play. Because I believe, if I recall correctly, Universal also is the company that owns the rights to the Hulk. Now, the Hulk was the first company that worked out that Sony-type deal, that Homecoming-type deal for the Hulk. Saying, okay, tell you what, Marvel, you make Hulk movies, and just give us the money. But you always have to give us the money. We have certain approval rights, yada, yada, yada. And that's been very lucrative for them over these last 4 Avengers films. And it creates this possibility that the reason why NBC is really going for this Fox stuff is, again, because they know that if they get that X-Men and Fantastic Four stuff, they can work out a Hulk deal to license those back to Marvel in the same way that Sony has and that Universal pioneered. It's bad news because obviously Disney won't have the whole thing. But the good news, the silver lining to all things, is that it's a possibility that even if Comcast outbids Disney, Comcast doesn't necessarily want to make these Marvel movies. They may license it just back to Marvel anyway. They just want to make sure they get their cut of the deal.
Yeah.
When they have that big Thing Hulk showdown, every Marvel fan has been. They want it on both sides. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Phil?
I mean, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I think, if Comcast gets the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, I think, they will play ball with Disney, but they want in on that deal. If Disney just buys it outright, Disney's just getting all the profits.
Yeah, and I think, nerd in me thinking, but I do think that actually it is those Marvel properties that are the sweet plum in this deal. Because I think, Fox has a lot of interesting properties, a lot of valuable things. It's worth the money, but I think what is most interesting to people is those Marvel properties that are so lucrative at the moment.
And didn't they also say, it would also be lucrative, don't they have like the original cuts of like that original Star Wars trilogy too, or something like that?
Oh, yeah, they have the original cuts of Star Wars. Although, that's just the original cuts. They don't have the characters or the rights. So its use is limited, although they also have the rights to the greatest Star Wars film ever made. Happy Life Day!
Ah, Lord, yes. This Christmas special. But, I think that if they get that Star Wars, those original Star Wars, that's going to be another thing like the characters. They're going to just license that to Disney, too.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's like, okay, we'll let you all have this, and just give us a cut, and this is the product, the product is the product. So, but it is bad news for those of us who wanted that pure Disney Fantastic Four. But I think we can. I think we can live if there is a already in place licensing deal based on the Hulk licensing deal.
I think we'll get the crossovers eventually. It's just the X-Men and the Fantastic Four might have a pimp. You never know.
Yeah, well, Well, that's the problem. Is like Disney wants to marry her, but They got relations already. Yeah, everyone needs some money. Anyway, speaking of money, yes.
I was gonna say I can't believe you didn't open. I for sure thought you were gonna open with season finale of Agents of Shield.
Well, that's not bad news because we got
no.
coming.
Okay.
Although
you have more bad news. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean this is actually. Here, you want to know what the worst news about Agents of Shield is?
What?
That in the future that they went to, there was no talk about the day Thanos wiped out half the universe.
Ah.
Thanos showed up on that planet and was like, "Now I will," boo, and not for nothing, that will go for the head, as Thanos so wisely told Thor. It's like, oh man, for the cost of one planet, half the universe survived. That is the crux of yonder biscuit. So that's the bad news, is that because of the season finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Thanos won. Only because Graviton lost.
Well, I thought you were going to say also the bad news is it's not coming back until after the Avengers 4 comes out. Yeah. So it's not coming out till at least May or June.
Because they have to, because they've tied it. And now if it comes out before Infinity War, then it either has to exist in a universe post Infinity War, which is going to be spoilers for Infinity War, or it has to be or basically the only way that it works is if it's post Infinity War, but pre-resolution to Avengers 4 Electric Boogalore.
But I mean, spoiler alerts. Say part of the team disappears and then they reappear. Could that? Would this have any effect on Frozen Fitz?
Well, that's an interesting question, because you have to ask: is Fitz technically alive?
Well, he kind of is, because he froze himself to get to the future. To live long enough.
I know what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, so for example, you'll get into these weird questions of technicalities. Are vampires alive? Is Blade?
Yeah.
So when Thanos says, "I will wipe out half of all life," what didn't get? I mean, because clearly a character like Ultron would not be included in that,
and by random chance,
wouldn't have been.
And just by random chance, even if he is alive, he might not disappear. But still, it's like,
yeah.
And I was, because after that whole ending, I was like, are they going to unfreeze him? Because, he froze himself to get to that future. But since they averted that future is not going to come to pass now. So couldn't they just wake him up and, be like, hey, you don't need to go to that future. It doesn't exist anymore. But the first time he did, it.
Do you know what all that means?
What?
That we are in the Futurama universe. That Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. exists at least has the same time-dimensional physics as Futurama. Do you know why?
Why?
Because in Futurama, they proved that a time travel clone will always die. Bubblegum Tate, with his flashy mathematics, he's from the Globetrotter world, and the Globetrotters, the greatest mathematicians in all the galaxy. And he proved that, beyond a reasonable doubt, that if a time travel clone comes to a time where the original spawn of that clone exists, then that time travel clone will be destroyed. And that is what happened to poor Leopold Fitz, because he is from the future and he went back to the past where he already existed. So I found that great. I said, oh, that's a Futurama Easter egg, even if you didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Although it would have been funny if they just said, what? There's two Fitzes now? Wah, wah. But Fitz is still alive, which I'm sure a lot of people just said, wait, that's a cop-out. But no, it's not a cop-out. It is time travel physics.
And I had to get up once or twice during the episode, but did I miss the part where Deke faded out?
No, Deke did not fade out.
Okay.
Because time's not a closed loop.
Yeah, but the future he was pulled from doesn't really exist anymore.
Well, no, it exists. It's just an alternate future. It's an alternate dimension.
True.
So it's and to give that on Hulu, Future Man deals with this very specific idea. It's that you change the future, but you're no longer part of that. And I believe there's
That's what I was
another
gonna
time
say.
travel show that did it first.
Once they pulled him from that future, he was cut from that future. So
Yes, this isn't Back to the Future. See, to understand, in Back to the Future, there's only one timeline. When you alter the timeline,
yeah,
you alter it eternally, but then the effects of that altered timeline trickle back to the past if you are still in the past. And that's why Marty McFly started to fade out when his parents never met. And of course, the closer you are to that incident in the future, the closer you are to your fading away. Which is why Marty McFly was the last to go, because he was the youngest. So his actual birth was later than his siblings. So he could exist longer.
That's heavy, Doc.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, man. The guys who did Back to the Future really knew their time travel physics. Because if the event occurs here and there's a progression wave, it's going to take longer to hit that mark to undo it than it is going to hit that mark to undo it. You know, for those who don't remember, that's what the flux capacitor capacitates.
But anyway, what about that final Quake Graviton fight?
Oh, that was awesome. And I love the fact that basically, rather than, attacking basically that Quake says, you know what, I'm going to do the power. And she pulls a Wolverine, does an Old Man Logan, pops herself up with some Inhuman growth serum, and just, fries his butt and does a great little, although here's what I'm going to tell you, Graviton's not dead.
No, there's something. I don't know if he uses powers to keep like a bubble of atmosphere around them or something, but yeah, he's not dead.
He keeps the bubble of atmosphere. He has absorbing man's powers right now, don't forget.
Oh yeah.
So he could become pure gravitonium if he so desires at this point.
True.
I mean, that's going to make it harder for him to get back to Earth, but he can get back, Basically, you've not seen the last of our buddy Graviton.
Oh yeah, I think they did that like purposely like that. So, if maybe, I think when they filmed that, they weren't sure about another season. So they're like, oh, if we come back, we can bring him back.
And not for nothing, I believe there was a great little point there where Daisy basically smacks a nice portion of gravitonium out of our intrepid villain, meaning but he can come back slightly depowered, so as not to be as great a threat. There's lots of very interesting possibilities when it comes to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm sorry we did half season, just like Gotham. And I do think the next season will be the last for both shows. But I think that basically what it is they said, you know what, you guys have proven you've proven both your writing chops and your fan base. We're going to let you really, really tie it all up in a great 13 episode, perfect for Netflix binging runge. And for what it's worth, this June on Netflix, all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will be available.
Oh, true.
Binge to your heart's content. Now, what do you think about May and Phil going to Tahiti?
I think once again, they weren't sure if this was going to be like the series finale. So maybe did they want to give them that happy ending?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, and that's sort of what that was. Although what I got to tell you, the first time I saw that, because I was only half watching it because, our own personal Bendis Lilith was screwing up my timeline. So no, my own Doc Brown Lilith was screwing up our timeline. And so the first time I saw it, and I think my reception was maybe a little digitally scratchy. I'm watching it, and at first I thought, did he go into the framework?
Does it still exist? I thought it came apart.
They gotta. Oh no, they don't. Well, Fitz could have rebuilt it.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they could have put him into a frame. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. And no, and I'm just that's not what happened. But when I was watching it, because then when I'm watching it, it looked like the blue screen on TV looked very blue screeny. And that first, like later when I watch it, because I have a DVR now, yay! DirecTV now comes with DVR now, so yay! Fine, and I didn't even have to yell about it. Amazon just put the beta up, so
nice.
I had recorded it on my computer and I'd watched it on my computer, and then this morning I was like, "Oh, it's back!" And I watched it again. Yay! I like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's a fun show. And Fitz dies. And that was such a great death for Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
Just so meaningless. And it's just like the Patriot, a building. Actually, didn't a building fall on him
The framework.
in the framework too?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I know that's how the Patriot died, but I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
that's how Fitz died too.
In the framework, yeah, that's how the Patriot died, but
I don't think that's how Fitz died. No, Fitz didn't die in the framework. They
no,
because if he died in the framework, he'd die in real life,
basically you're killing the brain, and
Yep. Fair enough. It's basically Nightmare on Elm Street.
Hey,
Perfect to come from the Darkhold. Blah, blah, blah.
Can the body live without the mind?
Ask our president.
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew it. I teed it up. I knew it.
Yeah, well, you teed up that nicely. Of course,
I knew you couldn't resist.
Yeah, well, he is a very dumb man, but he seems to be articulate and relatively sentient. So we should not compare him to poor innocent brain dead people who never did anything wrong against anyone. And yes, you can actually survive without the brain because your body can continue. Because even if you're brain dead, your body can continue.
Yeah.
All you need is that medulla oblongata to keep on saying, "Nope, I'm still working." You all can punch out, but I got hearts to pump and lungs to breathe. But I do.
All right. In the interest of time, you said you wanted to talk about the idea of an expanded Deadpoolverse.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and we know that they're going to do it. Because they have already committed to an X-Force film. Now, this is Fox committing to things, which is sort of like, a guy with 6 weeks to live saying, yeah, baby, I love it's really easy for them to commit to a X-Force film, but I think that there is a reason to keep it, if for no other reason than the fact that Deadpool has established that a sale to Disney will not affect his universe. That basically because of Deadpool, like Gwenpool, with his self-aware comic awareness, can actually avoid having to be rebooted because they can say, nope, we just got sold. And he can just say, that all's retconned now.
No.
We got our Colossus, we got our Cable, we're moving forward. Don't worry that he played Thanos too. Marvel has done that before with Black Mariah, and he'll mention that.
Oh, I'm sure Josh Brolin's like, yeah, don't worry, I can do both.
Yeah, he can be both short Cable and gigantic. I tell you, that is like the most shocking thing to me, that Josh Brolin is not very tall, because I'd always assumed he was. I just assumed that.
And I mean, just with like the backstory,
perhaps I assumed mistakenly, but yeah.
Just like the backstory of Cable, I mean, Cable could carry more like his own movie, or like maybe even 2 or 3, just because all the X-Men history and like Sent to the Future and stuff. I mean, there's so much.
If you like time travel shenanigans, you're gonna love the Cable story, and you can explore, Strife and Age of Apocalypse. You can explore alternate timelines, and that'll be fascinating.
I mean, he grew up in the future. I mean, yeah, you get all that stuff.
Well, there's a secret that they didn't really discuss there. That after Cable family wasn't destroyed, he may not actually, when he made the choice to go back and save Deadpool, he may have done that expressly because he knew he couldn't go back to his family. Because it's entirely possible time travel is only a one-way street, and once you've broken the timeline and you're on that timeline, you can't get back to the timeline you need to.
Well, that's like the whole origin of Cable. Like, he was Cyclops' baby in the present, and Apocalypse infected him with that techno-organic virus. And then there was like this warrior from 1,000 years in the future who said, oh, I can take him to the future. We can like cure him, or at least they showed him how to use his telekinesis to hold the techno-organic virus, just in his arm or whatever. And Cyclops is like, okay, take him and bring him back. And she's like, you know what? I was lucky to find this timeline in the first place. She's like, I can't, if he goes, he ain't coming back. Which, yeah, comics, yeah, okay, but still,
yeah, but he did anyway. Yeah, it's
so he had to make the he had to make the Jor-El choice. He's like, either my son stays with me and dies, or I gotta, shoot him off into time.
Yes,
and hope for the best.
Because it's not like there's anyone that the X-Men know who actually has an intimate knowledge of the techno-organic virus that may actually be able to find a way to reverse it.
It was something like they had like minutes, so it was going to kill the baby within minutes.
Yeah, it's too bad they don't have any sort of cryogenic technologies in the Marvel universe that might have frozen him in a stasis status. It's not like
And it already happened, Charlie. Cable showed back up in the present before the baby Cable even left. So it already happened. You had to complete the circle.
No, because time's on a closed loop.
And later, years later, there was a big storyline with Apocalypse where they finally defeated him finally. But then because that was like Cable's whole destiny and mission, and he's like, well, what do I do now?
Go hang out with Deadpool.
As a movie, it's like, what do I do? Hey, and if we have a Deadpoolverse, give it, like we were saying on Wade's World 50 or when we reviewed the movie, give us Sinister already.
Yeah, not for nothing. It was so perfectly set up for Sinister. Like I said, that little red-haired boy could have been the one who imagined him. That little red-haired boy's coming back. He's going to be a star. You watch my words. Red-haired boy eating cereal. He is going to be the next Tom Cruise.
I mean, they've been teasing Sinister since like what, X-Men Apocalypse?
The problem is Mr. Sinister it's a rough character. They couldn't handle Apocalypse. How are they going to really pull off Sinister? It took them how many tries to actually get a Colossus that worked? I mean, and Mr. Sinister, he's got that same like bioorganic steel stuff going on.
Unless you don't make him look steel, you just make him look human, and just use the name or whatever. The name and the idea of the character, just not the.
If you're gonna do Mr. Sinister, you gotta go full steampunk, total Victorian evil genius. That's what you need.
Yeah, because there's been time travel stuff where people have encountered him, like in the Victorian era and stuff.
Yeah, well, the thing about the Marvel universe, you have to remember that all this stuff goes back. Those moloids and that deviant technology and the Eternals coming soon. # not Spawn. Will the Eternals be as bad as the Inhumans? That's the question every human asks.
Maybe if it's gonna be a movie, right? Maybe.
Well, Inhumans was supposed to be a movie too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Maybe if they go with the original Inhumans plan to make it a movie, not a TV show, they'll have more money for effects and writers, and as long as Scott Buck keeps his dirty hands off it.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. You know what the problem with an Eternals film is? The entire point of the Eternals is that they had Thanos as a member. You completely removed the raison d'etre of the Eternals.
Unless they change that somehow, especially, like I said today, I think we talked about this, and I keep seeing articles that are like, the whole timeline for those Infinity Gems and the Gauntlets all messed up, and what if they explain it that, if they mess with time in Avengers 4, that messes that up, and maybe we can make Thanos an Eternal again. Flashpoint it!
Time doesn't work like that.
Well, I think
requires cause and effect. If Thanos existed on a planet of Thani, if there was just a bunch of Thani, if there was a bunch of Thani on that planet, and Thanos is not a deviant genetic aberration shunned by those who were meant to love him, it's a very different universe indeed. You can't somehow make that happen. You can't make it happen.
Avengers 4, you throw a wild Tony Stark into the time stream, stuff's gonna happen. Stuff's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah, you'll get that kid born in Latveria, but aside from that,
Tony Stark is gonna rub his dirty arc reactor all over the time stream.
He's gonna Bendis it, But I mean, it's entirely possible, and actually, I'm mark my words. Tony Stark isn't the big brain in Avengers 4. It's going to be Shuri and Hank Pym working together. And you want to know here's the best part? You know what Hank Pym's going to do? He's going to rebuild the Vision.
Ooh, yeah. Avengers 4, what if Hank Pym directing Scott Lang sends Scott Lang into the Vision? Like that classic storyline, where Ant-Man goes into the Vision. Yeah.
Well, exactly. And honestly, why not?
Well, I think Shuri and Hank Pym, especially if Pym brings the quantum realm into it, will come up with a mechanism for time travel. But I think it's probably those original Avengers, or at least some of them, who are going to do the actual time traveling.
Have you noticed a very interesting thing about the latest Ant-Man trailer? we've always seen the building shrink and the handles come out. This time we see the building grow, which actually suggests that it's entirely possible that Hank Pym, that the image we originally saw was in and bringing the building there, and then it grows rather than and him taking it away. Think about that for a minute. I mean, and not for nothing. Wouldn't it be amazing if that's the whole thing with the building? Is that it's portable.
Yeah,
it's all self-contained, and like I said, I still think we're going to get that Eternity Scientist Supreme thing. I bet you we get it as the exploring the quantum. That's where he meets Eternity. He is the Scientist Supreme, and that's what. And just after Janet Van Dyne gets lost, he's trying, because obviously if Janet Van Dyne gets lost, he's not going to just say, oh well, I guess my wife fell into the quantum realm, I'll just go about my business. No, he's going to dedicate the rest of his life to it, and that's when you're going to have this flashback with that whole CGI'd young and handsome Michael Douglas again, and he's going to be met by Eternity. And you know what? If you reveal there some Loki interference, it's not a spoiler. Because I have long said Loki has been pulling these human scientist strings forever. Because my new theory is Loki has had the Mind Stone for a very long time. Because he's a manipulator. And who would the Mind Stone most like to be friends with?
Who?
A person who understands the mind.
Oh, true.
A person who is a manipulator. So my big fan theory is that this disrupts my very first fan theory about, Thanos has to have a stone because he wouldn't have given Loki this stone if he already had a stone. New fan theory, that was Loki's dang stone.
Maybe.
He had the Mind Stone. He's manipulating Thanos and everybody this whole time. And that's why he formed the Avengers. Because he knew Earth needed a champion and the Asgardians weren't going to be there for it. And he's got stuff there, like gravitonium.
Don't touch my stuff.
Dude, my favorite scene was between the Kree Armada, or the Confederacy, the Confederate Armada, and Thanos. As Thanos is arriving, and the Confederate Armada is on the opposite sides of the planet, and Thanos says, "What are you guys doing here?" And they say, "Oh, mighty Thanos, we did not know you were going to be here. We're just," it says, "Are you here for Infinity Stones?" It says, no, we have no interest in Infinity Stones. We're just here for gravitonium. Says, "Oh, okay. And then he says, "Wait, what's gravitonium? Is it powerful?" He says, no, just a fancy rock we like. Hey, what are Infinity Stones? Are they powerful? No, just something I'm making for some jewelry I'm making, And it's hilarious because it's true.
I know.
It's absolutely true. They probably just, hey, what's up?
I was thinking about that. Yeah, between Avengers Infinity War and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Earth was pretty darn busy, in that time.
But not as comic books. And that is what by having an interconnected universe, that's what Marvel is getting right.
Yeah.
Because they're pointing out that, you know why Cap isn't there when this guy's having this problem? Because Cap was busy. Because there's actually threats to this planet every 5 minutes.
Thanos and alien armadas, and Hawkeye still can't show up.
He was with his kids. Trust me. You know what? If little what is it, Pete? If he didn't have if he wasn't playing the pumpkin at this crucial time in his life, he was the Great Pumpkin. And in the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown play that they put on at his kindergarten. That is a meaty role. Hawkeye had to be there. He had to. But he's going to show up in Ant-Man and Wasp. You watch. They're hiding it because that's supposed to make us go, because they want those fan moments to go, and Stan Lee is the voice of Eternity. That's his cameo.
I wonder if it's just because of the time jump, but I think I saw something last night where they were saying, I guess Brie Larson filmed her Avengers 4. Well, they're probably filming first. Brie Larson filmed her Avengers 4 scenes before her Captain Marvel stuff.
Well, it came out. Well, yeah, because they were shooting those all at the same time.
Yeah, they shot 3 and 4 at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Captain Marvel, as far as I know, they're actually still doing it. I don't know if it's done yet.
What?
Have they wrapped it? No, Captain Marvel.
Oh, Captain Marvel. I don't know. It comes out in March, so I mean, they still have some time.
Oh, speaking of Captain Marvel, Did
Yes.
you know that Shazam has restored my faith in the DCEU?
That's interesting because me and Lilith were recording Tuesday night, for the season finale of The Flash, and I know she was saying she had her hopes were raised after watching the Shazam trailer.
Oh, there's a trailer? I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Or was it a trailer or just whatever? Or was there?
I just saw a picture. I just saw a picture of him drinking a soda.
There's something. I don't know if she just saw the pictures, but she saw something and she was hopeful. Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Well, because it tells me that someone gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone gets who
What?
Shazam should be.
I think they got it after Wonder Woman, but I think it was too late. Too late to course correct on Justice League.
Yeah,
I think,
and that's where they got Whedon. Because they said, Whedon, maybe you can fix this. You've done stuff like this before, and you know what they should have gotten? Ron Howard.
Oh yeah. Are you going to see Solo this weekend?
If my card comes, yes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go. We're gonna go tomorrow. It's supposedly it's been getting decent reviews.
Okay, because none of the ones I've seen have been decent.
I mean, I didn't. I know.
I've only seen negative on them. Like, oh boy.
I mean, I'm sure it's probably gonna be number one this weekend, but that's gonna be weird because I mean that and Deadpool 2 and Avengers Infinity War still going, right?
Black Panther is still at my theater.
Oh my lord! Oh my lord!
I can give all my money to Disney all weekend long.
Can you imagine if 4 of the top 5 this weekend is like Solo, Deadpool 2, Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther?
It will not shock me. It will not shock me in the slightest. Because I am waiting for this card so I can go see Black Panther again. And because that's the thing, this card, it's supposed to let me see movies all the time.
This magic
I don't even have to just go to matinees. I can go to. It's a magic card, they say. You get a movie a day I can go and see for a mere $10 a month. Who is like, well, gee, I guess I have to go now. You know? And they make their money back on popcorn and soda.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they get you. Because the movies were always a lost leader. It's all about that popcorn concession. 2 cents a bag, $10 a bag.
Got it. Got to go.
You wonder how they afford those nice carpets.
Got to go for the popcorn, my friend. My son loves the popcorn. At the beginning of the year, you buy a $10 bucket, and then you get it refilled for what is it, like $3 every time you go.
Okay, that's an
giant bucket of popcorn for like.
No, yeah, but I guess you have to wash that bucket every time.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
You've got like this home bucket now. You've got to.
Yeah, it's good.
And they issue a new one each year, you know. So it probably
you have to buy a new one each year. But yeah, I mean, you buy it in January. It's good all the way till December.
That's a good deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. But it's still, although I'll tell you, you know what the gag of that is? It's still only 5 cents to pop popcorn for.
Exactly, I know.
It's like it's fine. It's like, oh, okay, oh yeah, you're killing us by paying us that only $3 instead of $8 for that popcorn. You have cut us to the quick, good sir.
Oh, look, he's getting cocky with his card coming in the mail.
You don't even want to know how cheap the soda is.
Oh, we don't do soda. I go bottled water, my friend.
Oh, okay. So you're you're a big sucker. Okay.
It's healthier.
Arguably.
Than soda? What is healthier than water? You're made of water, Charlie Esser.
And what is soda made of?
Sugar.
No, it's made of water.
I know, and sugar.
Yeah, there's sugar in it too, but there's sugar in you, Phil.
Oh, thank you. You're saying I'm sweet. Thank you.
No, it's that all proteins are actually are made up of sugars. You're actually made of sugar, Phil.
Keep your protein to yourself. All right. Before we
anything else you want to talk about? Luke Cage season 2, or do you want to do something else?
Yeah, let's get to Luke Cage season 2.
Bushmaster. There's lots of them.
Yeah, because I know you were asking me. I knew about the Serpent Society one, just like you, but when I looked on the Wikipedia, I think there's a more likely suspect. There's a Bushmaster who first appeared in Iron Fist 15 in September 1977. John McIver.
Sweet Christmas.
John McIver, who worked for the was that Magia? You know, the
Magia.
The Magia, yeah, the word Marvel made up, so they say Mafia.
Yeah, it's a letter to the left.
But yeah, as Bushmaster, he was a skilled street fighter, had superhuman strength and durability, and I guess he must have got a power upgrade later on because he went by the name Power Master. and also got energy absorption.
Ooh, cool. I'm still hoping it's the Moonlight Bushmaster so that we can actually.
I wish that too, but it's not. I was gonna say, but it's not Bushmaster. It's Bushman. It's like his actual last name is Bushman.
Oh, that's right. That's what I was confusing.
Yeah.
Oh, I get so. But you know what? You know what I'll tell you is Netflix and Marvel. They're the kind of people that will like. No, we're just gonna mash it all together.
That's true.
And wouldn't it be cool? Because here's the thing. Bushmaster in the Serpent Society, cybernetic body parts.
Oh, he's got a snake tail instead of legs. Yes.
Yeah, because that was practical. That's like your rhino armor that you can't take off. It's like thought that one through.
These criminal masterminds just want human weapons. They don't care if it's practical.
I know, but poor Rhino. I always feel bad for Rhino. But here's my thing. Okay, so we're gonna have cybernetics in this because we're gonna have Misty Knight. Misty Knight gets her arm.
Yep.
Gets her $6 million arm. And then you're gonna have you could have this Bushmaster guy. Ooh, know what would be really awesome?
What?
You know what I'd love to see if we're getting into cybernetics?
What?
Recently passed away.
Who?
Nuke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Will. Yeah. Will. What's his name?
Will Simpson.
Will Simpson. Which I know it's Frank Simpson in the comics. Yeah, passed away in Jessica Jones. Wouldn't it be great to bring him back as you're doing all the cybernetics and just have, because that's the thing. It's like, yeah, they killed off Kozlov. They killed off this. The people that are doing this stuff, it doesn't matter if Mollis blew himself up. Mollis is not dead. You bring my Mollis back. You bring Mollis back, Netflix. You bring him back. Because that's awesome.
You can hear this rant every week when Charlie and Maz review. It's pretty soon. Your Jessica Jones review is coming up because Punisher episode 12 went up today.
Oh, wonderful.
So
I love the and Punisher season 2 Electric Boogaloo. Electric Boogaloo, that's my favorite. I love that. Season 2 Electric Boogaloo. Actually makes sense almost with Luke Cage. But we're getting Jigsaw. That's been confirmed that Billy Russo makes a comeback wearing a mask. Ooh. Wearing one of those Hellfire Club masks that are featureless. Or he's Everyman.
Uh-huh.
Who remembers Everyman? Reed Richards, Dutch.
I'm excited for Daredevil.
Little known fact.
I'm excited for Daredevil season 3. They cast Bullseye.
Oh, so you're the one.
How dare you? Oh, you're telling me no one's excited for Daredevil season 3?
Everyone's excited for Daredevil. They're gonna have Bullseye. Okay. Well, that's great.
Hey, I think he's gonna be American at least this time.
And Bullseye throws knives. You do realize in Wakanda we have circus performers who have your powers.
He can make anything a deadly weapon, Charlie.
No, he can throw anything with deadly accuracy. There is a difference.
I know.
He's yet to kill someone with a feather.
Oh, but you know who else?
And if he did, it'd be one of those condor feathers, not like some nice.
All right, I'll get you excited for Daredevil season 3. You know who else they confirmed for Daredevil season 3?
Typhoid Mary?
No, D'Onofrio's back as Fisk.
Oh, good old Wilson Fisk. Yeah, well, you can't do Daredevil without at least a little Wilson Fisk.
Yes.
D'Onofrio's too dang good. He is the Loki of the Netflix universe. He is just that good that your show didn't do well if you didn't have him in it.
Oh my! Can you imagine if they said the mastermind behind all these Jessica Jones and Luke Cage experiments and the corruption in the government for the Punisher, all the bad crap that happens in all the Netflix shows can all be traced back to Wilson Fisk?
I mean, you could do that. I mean, it's possible. I wouldn't know Fisk's necessary motivation in that, but I guess you could do it. It would be neat to see. You know what I want to see? You know what I really want to see? I want to see Gao.
Oh.
As she's rebuilding the hand, reach out to Wilson Fisk. Don't know what I want to have happen, but I just want that conversation to occur. I want her to say, I am making my own fist the way that I think it should be.
Oh.
And you, Wilson Fisk, should be my thumb.
I was gonna say. Does she offer him a seat at the table?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Gao would absolutely offer Wilson Fisk a seat at the table as she's rebuilding, because we know she's coming back. Gao is too good. Gao is the best thing in Defenders,
and she's an immortal too.
Yeah, theoretically, yeah.
I mean,
you know,
you know how many times you know how many times people probably thought she was dead.
Yeah, well, no, she had her. She. I mean, and they already had their dragon bones.
Yeah.
So they have some dragon bones. Yep. And as far as we know, she was full up on dragon bones before that, because she's like the one person. This is what I'll tell you about Gao. She's like the one member who isn't always making herself young and beautiful. You know, and she's also the only one we ever see actually use real freaking cheese superpower. She's like the only one that you could actually say would be a real match for the Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So it's like Gao is the shiznit without a doubt, and I would love to see her come back and offer Wilson Fisk a seat at the table. And whether or not he takes it, we don't know yet. That's the thing. I don't know, and I don't want to know, because that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. Canadian Dark.
Canadian Dark Arts.
You don't want to mess with me, eh?
Hey, no, man. No, oh, you hear? I hear. I don't hear, but that like Sasquatch is gonna get. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be fighting the Immortal Hulk, and I guess no more Mr. Nice Hulk.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But it's Marvel and comics. You know he'll be back eventually.
Well, of course he'll be back. He's a Hulk, but he's got all get nonsense, so he can regenerate. It's like, oh, you thought you were the. In fact, that'll be like you thought you were the only immortal Sasquatch. First, the immortal Hulk. You've waited for it. Kick the Hulk's butt.
No. You know who comes back and says you thought you were the only immortal gamma powered person? Doc Samson.
Oh, well,
they still haven't explained his comeback, have they?
He's alive. He's alive and well, man. They gotta get. I always blank on his name. I know his character's dumb for you, but I so want him back as Doc Samson. Him and Maynard. I want that scene. I just want a little scene. Disney, say you bring him at the shorts. Give me a scene with the guy who plays Maynard, the guy who plays Samson, and the guy who plays Banner, just sitting in a room saying, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I think it's important that we work together to get through this. Yeah. We'll know. Okay, Phil, wrap it up. God.
All right, it's your show, but
I don't know. I mean, Phil, you know I can go forever. I don't know how long you. I don't know if you want to. What else? What was on my list? I gave you a bunch of stuff this week.
No, I think that was everything on the list. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, great. Yeah, I did not read any comic books. I read the opening narration of Tony Stark AI in. And Bendis, why must you continue to be a Bendis?
Capes and Lunatics, we'll get there.
Yeah, because it's like, he can bring Rhodey back. It's like, Rhodey's alive. You have him in a meat locker somewhere because you only put his brain in a freaking clone body.
We'll get there. If you want to talk about all this greatness, with Charlie Esser, where can they email us?
Well, of course, you can always write to me that old-fashioned email way the way our moms and pops once did at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. Now, do you want me to do, or do you want to do the out? Okay, well, I'll do my song. And hey, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sometimes. I did this. I couldn't this recently because, Bendisi. You know what? I just do it to get her goat. It's the most horrible word I can think to call a person.
Not Buck?
Oh, there you go. So, hey, she's no Buck.
Bendis, not a Buck.
Yeah, you know what? That is what Star-Lord said when he was saying, Thanos is coming because I may be a Bendis, but I'm no Buck. You can always follow me on Twitter as I live tweet things sometimes, when I feel like it. Because, hey, I don't live for you. My schedule isn't yours. At Charlie Esser, that's CHARLIEESS. Excelsior. Look for the 2 E's in the middle. That's for quality.
He doesn't have time for you. He's got a wife and kids and a movie card coming.
Oh, I also have a full-time job. I hate jobs. Jobs.
Jobs get in the way of our creative greatness, doesn't it?
Yeah, I could be like awesome if not for the fact that I have to like continue to put food for myself and other people.
I've had that thought.
On the table.
Yeah, food. Your apple juice.
I buy the cheapest apple juice available. I am like the master of apple juice content to gross volume to cost. I do some very advanced math before I buy apple juice, sir. I will have you know.
Good Lord. All right, and if you want to know the ratios of alcohol to plasma in Charlie Esser's body, you can always email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I am at nightwingpdp. And remember to follow Superconnectivity on Facebook and on Twitter at SuperConnectPod. And the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES.
Phil, do you have a teleprompter?
I have it written like.
Oh, it's okay. It is up there because I see.
I'm not like rolling my eyes to like trying to remember. I know I have it written like right.
Well, you know, it's better. It's better than our dear president who does this. He like
follow Superconnectivity. Follow Superconnectivity. We're huge.
We're gigantic. Yeah. No. I mean, sure. I don't know. I like doing the show. I hope you like listening to it.
We're the best podcast ever.
Pretty much.
And if you want to mess with us, we have our own Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Her name is Little Hellfire. She's a pit bull.
Sarah Huckabee.
Oh, Sarah Huckabee's a pit bull, man.
No, when you said Sarah, I immediately went to our Sarah Palin because we have one of those too, apparently.
Oh gosh, yes. All right.
We got all kinds of. We're a very prolific and diverse crew here.
We're very political.
It's not just us, middle-aged white guys.
Yes, we're very satire, political. Get us out of here, Esser.
Hey, thank you for connecting with us, ladies and gentlemen. Please super connect with us once again. Good night, and dance to the music.
But yes, I would so love Moon Knight on a Netflix Moon Knight series.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can do this Bushmaster Bushman crossover and like introduce it. I'm just saying.
Exactly. But
now, do you want the really crazy Moon Knight or do you want the more traditional Moon Knight?
Multiple personalities. Come on. Otherwise, isn't he just like Marvel Batman if he doesn't have the multiple personalities?
Except he wears white, because it's after Labor Day.
So he said that's so they see me coming.